Welcome to the Crazy Chicken People podcast. If you're crazy about chickens, then you're in the right place. What's going on, everybody? Thank you for tuning in today for a special Christmas edition of the Crazy Chicken People podcast. Have a little bit different of an episode today for you all. Usually we talk about different things that come up in the world of chicken keeping, the issues that we all face from time to time in caring for our flocks. And in those episodes, there's been a lot of different chicken-related gadgets or tools that I've either recommended or maybe mentioned that I don't like. But in today's show, we're taking a little detour from the usual. Instead of talking about the things that we can do to improve the lives of our chickens, I'm going to go through a list of what I think would make great Christmas gifts for the chicken keepers in our lives. Or maybe gifts that you can add to your own wish list. And honestly, most of these came right off of my own Christmas list. My wife hit me up with the "what do you want for Christmas?" and "don't say more chickens." So I'm like, okay, but it's going to be chicken related at least. So I started pecking around for unique chicken-themed gift ideas. I found some really cool stuff, a lot of custom or handmade Etsy type stuff. You know, I always enjoy those type of gifts way more than something mass-produced. And I love to support small businesses, supporting people who are being creative and selling these little things that they make. I think it's really cool. There is some stuff on here from Amazon as well. It's kind of hard to get away from that. But I want to say, none of this is being advertised. Nobody asked me to share these, and I'm not going to ask you to use my special link or anything like that. I will share the link where I found these things so you could check them out, see what they cost, see what they look like. I'll definitely put those in the show notes, but absolutely feel free to buy these wherever you like, wherever you can find the best price or you're comfortable shopping at. In addition to all that, I will have one chicken keeping tip that I'll share at the end. Want to make sure we do keep it about the chickens. Just a very simple solution that I found to keeping mice out of my large trash can style feeders. But for the most part, today's show is dedicated to finding that perfect something special for the chicken people in our lives, even if that's you. So in no particular order, here we go. So the first thing or things I wanted to mention was a few chicken books that I found. One of these I've read and I thoroughly enjoyed. And since I'm talking about it, it's Let's All Keep Chickens: The Down-to-Earth Guide to Natural Practices for Healthier Birds and a Happier World. This is the book written by Dalia Monteroso, who hosts the Bach Talk podcast. And while I'm very happy to promote this book a little bit because she was kind enough to have me on, I also thoroughly enjoyed this and found a ton of great information that I've been able to mix into my own chicken keeping. So if you know somebody who enjoys reading and really loves to learn more about chicken keeping, this is a really good one. Now, the other two books are not so great for chicken information, as far as I can tell. I haven't read them, but they are kind of fun. The first one is called Drinking with Chickens: Free-Range Cocktails for the Happiest Hour. I mean, the name alone caught my eye. I had to check it out. Some really cool pictures and some unique drink recipes. And it uses a lot of ingredients that you probably have growing in your home garden if you keep one. There's some chicken-themed names, kind of a cool coffee table, or if you've got like a little at-home bar set up, something cool to keep around that kind of tie your chicken world and the other parts of your life together. Thought that one was pretty cool. The third is called Chickenology: The Ultimate Encyclopedia. It does look like a cool book, really well illustrated, a lot of good pictures, some good basic chicken information for maybe somebody who's just getting started. Or if you've got a young chicken keeper in your life, maybe one of your kids who's really gotten into the hobby with you, this could be a really cool way for them to get involved, learn more about them, and have fun seeing some of the cool pictures. Okay, getting away from books a little bit now, and you guys have probably seen these. I know I have. I've just been hesitant to go out and spend the money on it, but these custom-made stamps that can either be used on your egg crates or even the smaller stamps that are meant just for the eggs. This one in particular that caught my eye, it's just a really nice, simple, kind of a rustic look. It's got a chicken, a little farm in the background, and then the name of the farm. Anytime you can get something custom made that includes somebody's name or the name of their business, and I think this one was like $35. I mean, that's a pretty good price for something custom. And if you know somebody that really takes pride in their eggs, sells their eggs, I think this could be a really thoughtful gift, something that, they're not just going to go find on the shelf at a store. It really shows that you've put some thought into what they like, and they're just cool. I thought that stamping your eggs was maybe a little bit much, but I've seen some great pictures of people's colored egg baskets. They're all stamped with little chicks or maybe their farm initials on it, something like that. I think it's neat to kind of customize your eggs when you can. It does kind of help build that connection with you and your customer. So this might make a really good gift for somebody who's into that. And if you don't like the one that I happen to like, if you're familiar with Etsy at all, if you hit this link, you're going to find probably 100 other ones that are similar. So lots to choose from. Okay, next on the list, and kind of sticking with the egg theme, I really love displaying our eggs inside the house on the counter. The one we have right now is okay. It's a little wire basket with a porcelain chicken topper on it. You can see through it and see the eggs, but can't really keep track of how fresh they are, which ones you put in first. So these egg dispensers that sit on your counter are pretty cool. They load from the top and the eggs kind of roll their way down as you use them. So you're always using the older eggs first. And this one in particular is like a little cabinet. It's got a door on it just with chicken wire so you can see through it. Again, it's got that rustic look to it, which I really like. And there's a ton of variations of this. So if you know somebody that does keep their eggs on the counter and likes to display them in a cool way, I think these are really great for that and is a thoughtful gift. Now, that leads me into egg collection. And since we're just getting into wintertime, I think we all know we're going to be trudging through some mud here pretty soon. So if you got to do that, why not have some really cool chicken patterned rubber boots? Now, these ones I picked out are by Sloggers, which I know to be a good brand of rubber boot. And if you're going to have to go out there and hike through the mud, which we all will, better to do it with rubber boots that have chickens all over them. I think these ones are pretty cool. It happens that I selected a link to a woman's boot, but just like everything else, if you click on this, you're going to see a bunch of versions of it. So I'm sure you'll find something for the chicken keeper in your life. And when you're out there collecting those eggs, if you're anything like me, I always mean to put the eggs in the little basket that I've made for them. It's this little wire basket that's really well padded so they don't break. I tend to use that about half the time. The rest of the time, they end up in my pocket, maybe just in my hands, very often in the pocket of a hoodie. And I've found a lot of eggs in the washing machine, a lot of broken eggs in the dirty laundry pile. Sometimes there's an egg rolling around in my car. It seems like they can end up all over the place. I've gotten better about that, but what could really help with that is an egg collecting apron. This one I found just happens to be a pattern that I liked. It does have a really cool little engraved leather patch, kind of where a belt buckle would be, that they'll put your name on. Looks like it has 12 or 18 little individual pockets in it to hold the eggs safe, which I think is really cool. And this one being priced at $13 for something that's pretty useful and can be customized with somebody's name. I don't know. That always gets to me when something is custom done and reflects that it was really meant just for me. I think these are great to have, whether it's just to wear around the chicken yard or when you are collecting the eggs. Definitely worth checking out and considering for your favorite chicken keeper. Okay, this next one, I want you to keep in mind, this show is called Crazy Chicken People. And yeah, maybe you got to be a little crazy about your chicken to do this. And I just found this today after I pretty much already had my list done. I was on Facebook. I saw this amazing picture of a chick. I think it was standing on a Christmas ornament. There was some tinsel and some pine cones and just other Christmas stuff around. I mean, it was like the high-end, perfect type of picture you hope to get of your kids at Christmas time to put on a card, but of a chicken. So this page is called The Chicken Photographer, and it looks like it just got started up. I know if you go on there, you won't see a lot of content yet, but she does have a lot of really good pictures set up. And at first I was thinking, well, this is a great idea, but it seemed kind of limited to just, her local people that would be able to do this. I just imagined somebody would meet up and they'd bring their chicken along and do this photo shoot. But I was really interested in it, so I messaged the page and they got back to me very quickly. And it turns out that they can actually just take a picture of your chicken, cut your chicken out of that photo, edit it over this background, and it looked like there was a number of backgrounds to choose from. These ones I saw today were all Christmas themed, but I just thought, what a cool thing. Like to get an actual photo shoot done of my chicken at Christmas. I mean, certainly I couldn't do this for all the girls, but maybe Atlas makes his way onto one of these pictures, maybe Bandit. I don't know, but I'm not sure I can pass on the idea of having this very professional, beautiful picture done of my chicken at Christmas time. I think at the very least, I'm going to hand these out as Christmas cards at work. I mean, people are going to get a kick out of it. They already know me as a crazy chicken guy, so I'm just going to go with it. I will share that link. Just wanted to mention it again. It is the Chicken Photographer. And again, they're not sponsoring the show, anything like that. Just happened to run across this today and thought it was worth sharing. If you thought that last one was going a little far or a bit much, this one is definitely going too far. And it's not on my Christmas list anymore because I've already ordered it and I know where I'm going to put this. I recently redid a bathroom in our shop building and turned it into a little recording studio. This will be hanging in it soon. Okay, so this is by a company called Chicken Daddies, and this is the Chicken Daddies wall calendar. Last year's was the Daisy Dukes edition. I'm struggling with the words to describe this, but I mean, you guys have seen like swimsuit calendars, car calendars, things like that. Well, this is a calendar full of chicken daddies, guys who raise chickens. So each month you've got a chicken daddy and he's posed with some chickens in like a barnyard type setting or, something at their farm. But it's not like a picture of him holding a chicken. Well, sometimes, but it's not like doing chicken things necessarily, but rather posing with their chickens. I mean, I don't even know how to say it. They're not exactly wearing swimsuits, although I saw some that were pretty skimpy, but they are wearing less than might want to see a chicken daddy in. I can't believe somebody even did this, but there you go. It's a wall calendar of chicken daddies, revealing too much probably, but it's hilarious and I just kind of love it. I don't know what else to say. It's just a great idea. Next year, I don't know how, but I'm going to find a way. I'm going to apply to be a chicken daddy calendar dude. I have to apply to be on this calendar. I at least got to try it. I want to be one of the monthly chicken daddies. Maybe they'll give me my birthday month in October, Mr. October. I mean, it's just hilarious. I like funny stuff. And I mean, if you know a chicken daddy with a good sense of humor, I think this is awesome. What chicken daddy is going to open this and not love it? That's the last one. I think it's the best one. It's the only one that I just went and bought for myself as soon as I found it. So, okay, the one chicken tip I did mention, I've talked about the feeders I use before. I do like using the 5-gallon buckets, or in the bigger coops, I use a 15-gallon food grade trash can to feed from. So I've got the holes cut in the bottom for those little feeder ports. And I really love these feeder styles. When you get them set at the right height for your chickens, the waste isn't all that bad. Definitely no worse than most feeders out there. And I think I've got them at a point where they're pretty efficient. But the problem with them is that mice have easily been able to get into those feeder ports. And, you would think that they would just grab the food right there and take off. I've actually found that they burrow up through the food. And I know that because I see mouse poop up at the top. And I know they're not getting in through the lid. So the only explanation is that they were getting in through those ports. And I actually confirmed that one night. I was out, I had just put some silkies to bed, and I sat on the bench in their coop just to hang out for a minute, and I started hearing the mice running around. I mean, we live out in the country. I do what I can to maintain. We have a few cats that help a little bit, but there's always going to be mice around out here. So it's been a struggle to keep the food safe. And I was actually able to watch one. He just climbed up the blocks that this trash can sits on, and the top block is one of those like 12 by 12 concrete pavers. So the trash can sat on that, and I watched that mouse just easily climb up there, walk across the block, climb right into that feeder. And it just dawned on me. I was like, well, of course, I basically built him a ladder to get up there. So the next day I pulled all those blocks apart and I grabbed a cinder block, put the trash can on that. So the trash can is wider than the cinder block. And I just aligned it so that the ports were overhanging the block, and that took away their ability to get in there. They can't climb on the bottom part of the trash can. It's just too slick. There's nothing for them to grab onto. And since then, not a single mouse poop in there. Super easy fix. It just never dawned on me before. So if you use that type of feeder and you go out and look at it and you see that a mouse can easily just climb his way into there, you just need to get it off the ground a little bit, And this actually helps with the waste anyways. I like to keep those feeder ports right at their face level. In fact, if you set it up so that your shortest chicken can just get into there, that's perfect. It really helps reduce the waste. And now, without that ladder to the food, the mice can't get in there anymore. Doesn't cost you anything if you can find a cinder block or anything similar to set that on. And it's at least one spot that your mice won't be a problem. So that's it, guys. Gonna wrap it up. Hopefully you're all getting ready for a great Christmas. I know I've still got a lot of shopping to do, but at least I found some cool gifts to give to the chicken lovers in my life. You all have a great week, and I'll talk to you next time.